Fishing news is brought to you by Navionics, Okuma, and Yozori.
I'm Jim Hutchinson with a New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine in what best described as one of those cruddy weeks where everything just seems to continually get worse. We start off this week's video forecast for the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition with some sad news here. The passing of a Jersey Shore legend, a fixture here at Fisherman Supply in Point Pleasant Beach. Good friend Ron Bala passed away this week. Ron was, like I said, a fixture at Fisherman Supply. He was a hardcore surfcaster, well-loved, and just a terrific guy. The outpouring of support on Facebook will show you that. Frank at Gabriel Tackle, he called Ron, quote, a great friend and a brother of the fishing community. Tom down at Grumpy's in Seaside, he concurred, said a great man. Bob up at Fisherman's Den, a great member of the fishing community, and I think it's best typified by what Nick Honicheski, he put it best when he said, humanity was better with him in the mix. Ron Bala passing away from Fisherman Supply. Fair winds, calm seas, where you will be missed. And again, just it seems like one of those winter weeks. We have them every year where everything that could go wrong does go wrong. We started off with this horrific weather forecast for the region over the past weekend. Some folks got hit, others didn't, but it led off the week with just horrifically cold weather. The weekend weather leads into single digits by the start of the week, brutal temperatures. In fact, Tim Brindley, this photo from Barnegat Light, it showed that it was not a good place to be, certainly not a good place to put your tongue against the rail, even on a triple dog dare there at Barnegat Light. Now, I did speak with Jason here at Fisherman Supply, and we spoke in the shop on Monday and spoke again midweek, and he said it's just kind of a pick. He made one recommendation. He said the deeper water over at Shark River Reef right before the weather snap was producing some fish. Not a lot of tog, but some more bigger fish. Locally, most of the boats are looking forward to the weekend weather. I mean, it's below all week long and a big swell most of the week. All the boats locally looking forward to a much better weekend ahead. Offshore, we've got some jumbo porgies, a few cod, and some ling. Good reports of ling right before the snap, and hopefully they're there as well when the boats get back out again this weekend. Nearer shore, it's still blackfish, as we mentioned before. And we will know more after Saturday and Sunday about that blackfish bite, no matter where you are, in the northern part of New Jersey, for the boats out of Cape May County, and on down to Delaware. We hope to find out more from that blackfish action from those boats sailing sometime after this weekend. Of course, plenty of wind this week. It turned mostly south midweek, but blowout tides to start the week, right? Northwest winds and that stiff offshore and those northwest winds that we had, blowout tides. And I'll tell you, it offers a great opportunity to do a little bit of scouting. Folks like Bob Neweiler, looks like he was out looking for some tackle. If you're out walking along the beach, though, this is a good time of year when it's blowing offshore like that to be able to look at some of those pockets and sloughs. You get a better idea of where some good structure might be when the spring picks up. This scene from Staten Island, tell you what, if you had dropped something overboard at your dock last year, conditions like that might offer you the opportunity to find what you lost. The NOAA forecast, for what it's worth, does show details of what you can expect. And after a couple of days of the south, we are expected to get those offshore winds again through the end of the week and into the weekend. But again, sailing conditions are looking good for the weekend. Some beach combing and scouting in your forecast for Friday. Now, if you're out on the beach, I want to remind you of something. If your New Year's resolution was to quit smoking, I hope you stick to it. Governor Murphy recently signed new legislation which bans smoking on Jersey's public beaches and state parks. That is now in effect right now. $200 fine the first time, $500 second, $1,000 if you get caught a third time. Now, each town is supposed to get discretion about creating no smoking areas and set-asides, but if you fish Corson's or you fish Barnegat Light State Park or Island Beach, this is definitely something to consider. More comprehensive this year. Be warned. Good luck. That nicotine gum, Nicorette, is pretty good stuff. One good thing about this cold snap, if we can look at the one silver lining, it should give some ice fishermen a better shot at some good ice in New Jersey. We spoke to Ramsey Outdoors earlier this week. They pointed to Bud Lake Those are the reports we were getting the week before, but Bud Lake has improved. And with this cold snap, and hoping in the northwest portion of the state of New Jersey, that if it doesn't go too far above freezing later on in the week, you should find some other hot spots, hard water ice worth a look. With a report from Pennsylvania, let's check in with George, the Pocono outdoors guy.
Well, thanks, Jim. I'll tell you, ice fishermen around the entire area are starting to smile. Many of the lakes are starting to build solid ice. We had that big winter storm go through, and then that 2 days of absolutely frigid single-degree temperatures. But you need to be careful. Big lakes like this is Beltsville, deep water, still has yet to freeze. Some areas are fishable, but tragedy is only a few steps away from safe ice, so you need to take care. But if you are able to get out, all the usual suspects are being caught. Your bass, your crappie, your bluegills. There's a really good perch bite on right now if you get the chance to get out. So go out, test that water, get those lines wet, and you can get all the fishing reports at thefisherman.com. So get those lines wet. For the Fisherman magazine, I'm George, your Pocono outdoors guy.
George will provide a few updates this winter. Cold and windy, as you can tell when he did that report. You're a braver man than I, George, the Pocono outdoors guy. The New York Boat Show is at the Javits Center through Sunday. You can stop by and see us at Fisherman booth number 252. We've got those Sea Striker pliers, the dry bags from Star Rods. Also have a great deal from Unsinkable Polarized. Stop by for your chance to win a set of sunglasses from Unsinkable Polarized. Also, check us out at thefisherman.com, the latest news on that government shutdown and how it's having an impact on our fisheries. Oh yeah, it's a huge impact. The Mid-Atlantic Fishery Management Council just this week canceled their upcoming meeting. So we just don't know what's going to go on with those regulations. Again, the full story is over there at thefisherman.com. Listen, if you haven't taken care of your fishing tackle since the last time you used it, end of summer or into the fall, cold snaps like we had this week offer a great opportunity for you to do a little bit of work. I will leave you with some good advice from my friend Frankie Z over at Grumpy's Tackle. We'll see you again next week. I'm finished off this season, got my reels and everything. What really should I be doing at home to make sure that my reels are good for the next season?
There are a number of things you can do. Make sure your reel has been rinsed down. If you haven't rinsed it and you threw it away hastily in the corner of the garage, best thing to do now is rinse it down. Do not do a hard stream of water in it, because you'll actually drive any foreign objects on the outside or any accumulated salt into the reel. More like a rain, a shower. Let them air dry. Don't put them away wet in a plastic bag. Condensation. Second thing, drags. Back your drags off. Most important. Drags, washers tend to stick together over time with all that increased pressure. Whether it be spinning or conventional, loosen your drag knob or your star drags on your reels and your lever drags. Back the levers off. It'll solve future drag problems when you go to use that reel in the spring.